Chad
Chad
responded?
gave me
Okay.
that, so
But he, I think
No,
he
I was
responded.
home watching
Ready? All right, here we go. Good evening.
Yeah.
Hi, Ike.
15 minutes before meeting.
City Manager Wingerson, we're ready for our study session.
Mayor and members of the council, good evening. It's my pleasure to introduce Superintendent of Schools Dan Clemens to talk about an upcoming ballot issue.
Good evening. Good evening. Can you hear me just fine? Okay. Well, thank you so much for having us this evening to talk a little bit about some upcoming bond and levy issues that the North Kansas City Schools is going to try to do and to keep us moving forward and building for our future. I'd like to start by saying thank you to you all who have treated North Kansas City Schools extremely well during our tenure in terms of helping us get buildings built for our students, but yet putting everything as students first. So thank you for that. North Kansas City is now the second largest school district in our state, next to Springfield. We're just about 2,000 or 3,000 kids less than Springfield. They see declining enrollment, and we're seeing increased enrollment. So it'll just be a matter of time, I think, before we become one of the largest school districts within our state. Our demographer met with us last December and shared with us that we are one of only a handful of school districts in which he works with that continue to see enrollment increases during this pandemic, which was extremely exciting for us. We saw about 202 student growth during this pandemic, which was really unusual. During this time, a lot of parents have chose to homeschool kids or to put them in private schools to avoid mask mandates and things of that nature. But in North Kansas City, even with that, we've seen more kids than we have in the past. So we have 600 lots under construction right now with 2,000 more plotted. So in the next 5 years, our demographer says we should expect around 1,500 more kids within our school district. Next 5 years, 1,500. So continuing to grow. Enrollment's up, but I can also say that something we're really proud of is our tax rate is down. And we'll give you a little more detail of what that means to us. Uh-oh, we're having clicker issues here. I should know this by heart. Is there a place we can automatically click? Oh, Michelle's got it. This is a shortened presentation. I'd like to thank you. Oh, I'm sorry. But quite honestly, enrollment's up and our tax rate is down. And so let's see here. All right. We can get right back in there, you think? Oh, well, the school district is corrupt. Not something you want to hear while we're asking you to support our bond issue. All right, all right. So essentially, we're going to go after a no tax increase bond issue on the April 5th ballot. We are going to ask for $140 million. And if you look up at the screen, these are the large expenditures in which we expect to try to construct. I think the important part there on that last slide was that there's many schools in Gladstone in which we're hoping to touch. Linden West, Oakwood Manor. I think Clardy's just outside your attendance area, but your kids come back to you at middle school. We're going to do some construction at, Chapel Hill's the big one. We're doing some construction there this summer, but we're going to come back next summer with an additional addition. And something extremely cool is that that's the one our demographer missed. We saw about 60 more students at Chapel Hill than we anticipated seeing this year. So we had him relook at the numbers, and there's anticipated growth for Chapel Hill over the next 5 years of that, 40 to 50 students. So we're planning to add a wing beyond the gym and the remodel that's going on this year. So Chapel Hill will get quite the facelift here in the near future. We're moving quickly. We're about ready to finish up Davidson and Maplewood elementary schools. We have our construction completed at Oak Park and Winnetonka. We've increased Staley's capacity from 1,700 to 2,200. Our photographer thinks that'll keep us for about the next 5 or 6 years. And so we're extremely excited about making more room for kids. And so as the district looks at our future, we try to put all of our schools into 3 silos. Up north is primarily growth, building more classrooms for growth. In the middle, which I kind of have Gladstone in our middle, a lot of our buildings need significant remodels. Bathrooms, hallways, flooring, roofs, HVAC units. And then in our very southern tier, we're talking about school replacements. If you would, the Davidson, the Maplewood, the Crest views of our school district, that's infrastructure is in bad enough shape, and they're too small to handle the capacity and what we're trying to run through our schools, so we're trying to do that. The second part of why we're here today is to talk about our fund balance and to really talk about how we try to run school. Let's see what we can do here. If you can click on one of those buckets, that would, thank you. If it might not, okay. So essentially in our school district, we're funded by a levy. And there's two buckets within our levy. There's a debt service, which anytime you issue debt, just like the city, you have to be able to pay it back. And our debt service levy is $1.29. And so what we're trying to accomplish is to move some of that money from our debt service over into our operations. And so that operations side of the house pays all of our personnel. It's the money we need to hire additional personnel, and it also covers our benefits cost. And so the second question that we'll be asking for in April, that's a perfect slide if you can just leave it there. The second question that we'll be asking for in April is to essentially move 20 cents out of the bottom orange, the $1.29, out of our debt service and move it up into our operating cost. And again, that's for us to hire additional staff and to cover the health benefits of our workers. As you can see, this is one of the slides I'm most proud of. If you live within the North Kansas City School District, in 2017, your school tax levy, total tax levy, was $6.42, almost $6.43. And today, your tax levy is $5.66. So we try to be good stewards of the resources in which our community has provided. And again, we're not asking our community to increase our tax levy. We're just asking to move 20 cents out of debt service into our operations so that we can better we can better support the day-to-day expenditures in which we occur. And so we're very pleased with how that's going to work out for us. So I'm happy to answer any questions. This slide just talks about the need for the levy, and that's additional positions and to help cover our health care costs and then the ongoing inflation costs that we're seeing, and that's really what we're looking for. Ballot 1 is a no tax increase, $140 million bond, and then the next one is the question that is really one that we want to make sure our community understands. Because lawyers always have to be involved in everything, they had to write the ballot language for us, and the ballot language has us that we're going to increase our operating property tax ceiling, but if you look down at the bottom, it corresponds with a reduction to our debt service. So again, we're not asking for more money, we're just asking to move the money where it better serves us. We've talked to our financial advisors, and we can pay off all of our debt at $1.20 rather than $1.29 because of the growth and assessed valuation of this community. And so, Mr. Mayor, I'd be happy to answer any questions you might have. Again, we have 2 questions coming up on April 5th.
Any questions, comments? Jean?
It's so exciting to see all of this progress, and we're just so proud of the North Kansas City School District, Danny. You and your team are amazing.
Thank you. Thank you.
Go ahead, Dina.
So, Superintendent, regarding the recruitment of new staff and whatnot, we all know that that's a very difficult thing to do right now, and especially with the decline in individuals studying to become educators. So how are you guys going to go about trying to do that?
Yeah, we're very fortunate in the North Kansas City School District. We have an attractive salary schedule, attractive benefits package. So the people that are coming out of teacher college do look to come to us, but we also see folks from other school districts migrating over. So we still have enough applicants, just not as many as we used to see. Where we're finding our biggest troubles are in the food nutrition services area, the bus driver area, paraprofessional area, it's some of our classified folks. And we have some work to do on their salary schedules to even compete. I know McDonald's now is at $15 an hour starting rate, so we have a ways to go in order to be more attractive for folks in our community.
Well, I have no doubt that you guys will do a good job at it.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
We want to thank you and your leadership team for your support of our city's initiatives. You know, great city, you look behind, and there's great schools, and we want to do. City Manager Wingerson, could you, working with your staff, create a resolution in support to educate the voters on this proposal for April and bring it back to the City Council for
Yes,
our
sir.
approval?
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Mr. Mayor, if I could, when we went through the slides, there was one thing that I wanted to mention. We do have money in this bond issue to complete Prospect Plaza. So we would be going through the other shops and creating a technology center, a professional development center, adult basic ed, and then we're even going to put a student coffee shop in there, run by our students
Run by the
for
kids.
our community. But certainly that's a Gladstone project we're very excited about.
We thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. We have about 4 minutes. Let's go ahead and take a short break, and then Good evening. I'd like to welcome everyone to the Monday, January 24th, 2022 regular meeting of the Gladstone City Council. Call this meeting to order. Madam Clerk, please note that all of our council members are present. We do have a quorum. And at this time, I would like to ask you to please all stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Your Honor, colors are present.
Post the colors.
Those colors. Present arms. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. 2.
Please be seated. We'd like to thank VFW Post 10906. Commander was Jim Zimmerman with Gordon Harris, Stan Stoner, and Charlie Cram. Item 4 on the agenda this evening is the approval of the agenda. Is there anyone on our City Council who wishes to make a change to tonight's agenda? Okay. Seeing none, the agenda will stand as it was presented. Fifth item is the approval of the minutes. For the minutes from the January 10th, 2022 closed City Council meeting.
Mayor Mellons.
Mayor Pro Tem.
I move to approve the January 10th, 2022 closed City Council minutes.
Second?
Thank you. It's been moved and seconded to approve the minutes. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, all of those in favor of approving the January 10th, 2022 closed City Council meeting minutes signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, same sign. The minutes are hereby approved. The next item on the agenda is the approval of the minutes from the January 10th, 2022 regular City Council meeting.
Mayor Mellons.
Mayor Pro Tem.
Move to approve the January 10th, 2022 regular City Council meeting minutes.
Second?
It's been moved and seconded to approve the minutes. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor of approving the January 10th, 2022 regular City Council meeting minutes signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, same sign. The minutes are hereby approved. Moving on to the consent agenda, Madam Clerk, will you please explain and read the consent agenda?
A consent agenda allows the City Council to consider and approve routine items of business without discussion. Any member of the City Council, the city staff, or the public may request removal of any item from the consent agenda and request that it be considered under the regular agenda if discussion or debate of the item is desired. Items not removed from the consent agenda will stand approved upon motion by any council member and unanimous vote to approve the consent agenda as published or modified. Consent agenda. Resolution R-22-04. A resolution authorizing acceptance of work under contract with Vance Brothers Incorporated for the 2021 Intermediate Maintenance Project and authorizing final payment in the amount of $10,714.90 for Project TP2203. Resolution R-22-05, a resolution authorizing acceptance of work under contract with Line & Weaver Construction Incorporated for the Gladstone Downtown Parking, Lighting, and Street Rehabilitation Project and authorizing final payment in the amount of $500 for Project T-2011. Consider financial report month-end December 2021.
Thank you. Does any member of the audience request the removal of any item from the consent agenda for discussion? Our City Council?
No.
Mr. City Manager?
No, sir.
May I receive a motion?
Mayor Mellons,
Councilmember Moore.
I move to approve the consent agenda as presented.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to approve the consent agenda as it was listed. All those in favor of approving the consent agenda as listed, or please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, same sign. The consent agenda is approved. At this time, we're going to move to communications from our audience. Members of the public are invited to speak about any topic that's not listed on tonight's agenda. When speaking, please step to the podium, state your name and your address for the record, and try to limit your comments to 5 minutes. Larry.
Larry Newport, 2002 Northeast 69th Terrace. This is concerning the intersection at Woodland and 69th Terrace on this west side. That concrete's all breaking up there on that intersection. When you come across, going west on 69th Terrace from Woodland, right there, that concrete's getting in bad shape right there. It's really, I notice because I go through there a lot, and that's my comment.
Thank you, Larry. Yes.
Hello, my name is Linda McDaniel. I live at 6236 North Flora. I have a couple of street lights on my street that I've been trying to get repaired since probably around early November. I have called the Gladstone City Hall, and they have made some connections with KCP&L, who I understand is who's in charge of the street lights on my particular street. They have reached out through online submissions of requests. I have reached out with online submissions for requests to get the street lights fixed, and nothing's really happened. I contacted Evergy by phone to find out who is responsible for the street lights, and they said, these are not in our zone, we're not responsible for these. These are Kansas City, Missouri street lights. So I called Kansas City, Missouri, and I said, okay, I've contacted Evergy, and they're saying it's yours, and Kansas City, Missouri is saying, no, we have never done anything with Gladstone. We have no contracts with Gladstone. That is Evergy, or KCP&L Evergy. So anyway, I went back to Gladstone City Hall, and I said, okay, gone full circle here, and I don't know where else to go. So I have, like I said, the person I talk to is either in maintenance or public works, I'm not sure, but she has said, I'll reach out to my director. That was in the beginning of January, and I still haven't seen anything, so I don't really know where to go, and so I'm just throwing it out to find out who do I call, what can we do. I have a vehicle in my driveway. It's very dark in front of our street. There's 2 of them on our street, and it all originated from a water main break that was repaired, but the lights were never repaired. So,
Linda, you came to the right place.
okay, good.
Our director for Public Works is here, and I'll make sure that Tim connects with you and also
Okay,
with you, Larry.
I appreciate it. Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much.
Let's see. Is there anyone else? All right, we'll move on to communications from our city council, and I'm going to start with Councilmember Moore.
I have nothing tonight, Mayor. Thank you.
Councilmember Spallow.
Thank you, Mayor. I would just like to provide my condolences to the Wallace family on the death of Milton and Carol Wallace. Milton served as a mayor and city councilman for years here in Gladstone. He is definitely a beloved member of our community, and we are going to miss them dearly. Became very close friends with Milton over the years, and truly enjoyed that friendship. So we will miss him. Also, shout out to just all of our city employees right now. We've got a lot of water main breaks. It's cold out. They're working very hard, and it's not easy work. And so just want to commend them on that. So please say thank you, Tim.
Thank you. Councilman Frisbee.
No comment tonight, Mayor.
Mayor Pro Tem Garnis.
Thank you, Mayor. Just wanted to mention we had a Parks and Recreation Advisory Board meeting last week. There was some last-minute emergencies, so we were unable to have a quorum, but we still got an update on the renovations of the bathhouse at the outdoor pool. So still have a meeting.
That's good.
That's it. Thank you.
All right, thank you. We have one addition that we'd like to add to the Arts Commission. The young lady's name is Megan Hayden. Director Murky and I had the opportunity to interview her for the Arts Commission, and we feel very confident that she will be an added asset to the Arts Commission, and I'd like to receive a motion to approve her appointment. Megan Hayden.
Mayor Mellons.
Councilmember Moore.
I move to approve the appointment of Megan Hayden to our Arts Commission.
Second.
Thank you. All those in favor of approving the addition of Megan Hagan to the Arts Commission, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, same sign. The appointment is approved. Thank you. Oh, this is a great evening. I mean, I look out here and I see Chris Evans from Feed Northland Kids, Ike Harris. It's wonderful to see you. My wife says hello. And then Art Hammond, who is representing Gladstone Neighbors, Helping Neighbors. Tonight, these three individuals are going to be receiving a check from the Mayor's Christmas Tree Fund for the work that they do helping the Northland. For each one of you, thank you for what you do. Chris, we're going to ask you folks to come up here in just a minute. Anytime that you can put backpacks together and put them into the hands of kids so that they have nutritious food items at home, I mean, how can you say no to that at all? Ike, oh my God, for the years that you've worked with the Northland Christmas store, I don't know how you select chairs. You know, we have Tina over here, who is your chairperson, who does a wonderful job, but you ensure that those families during the holiday season, which is a stressful time for everyone, they have food items, personal hygiene, cleaning, and then gifts for their children. Thank you for what you do. And then Art, my gosh, Gladstone Neighbors Helping Neighbors, ensuring the home values here in Gladstone maintain or hopefully improve, helping those older folks like myself. I may be getting in touch with you for home repairs, or veterans who have some financial struggles, who aren't able to make the repairs that are necessary. So at this time, I'd like each one of you to please come forward for the presentation of the checks. We'll just have you right up here in front. Again, thank you for what each of you do. Feed Northland children. It's almost $6,000. And let's see, what do we have here? Gladstone Neighbors, Helping Neighbors. Thank you. Do you want to say a few words, any of you, please?
Not me.
A little bit. I'll just mention 16 elementary schools in the North Kansas City School District. You just heard that excellent presentation from Dan Clemens, and I'm going to get to your understanding. Henderson was here as well. So 16 elementary schools collectively own about 675 backpacks every school weekend with funding that we provide. There's a lot of stitches in here. That's about $16,000. So it is amazing. I'm sorry, $160,000. So it is amazing what this will help us continue to do. Very crucial. Thank you very much.
Mayor, I'd like to say thank you for your support and for the generosity of the Gladstone residents for this year's donation to Neighbors Helping Neighbors. It's probably one of the best kept secrets in Gladstone, but we do a lot of work to help Gladstone residents who have need in terms of repairs and improvements to their home and can't necessarily do it themselves. We have teamed up with Rebuilding Together KC for the last few years, and for every dollar that we have given them, They have returned that to us at between $4 and $5 worth of improvements and repairs for Gladstone residents. So this definitely will go a long way to helping our citizens, and thank you.
She's amazing. Get some money.
Oh my gosh, you killed me.
I want to extend a thank you to Councilmember Moore. Oh my gosh, for her assistance in promoting the Mayor's Christmas Tree Fund Drive, and then Councilmember Spallo for serving as a chairperson for the Northland Christmas Store. To each of you, I say thank you. To the council members who contributed, which was everyone, thank you for your contributions. City staff, thank you for your contributions. The only other item I have is Go Chiefs. Yeah, what a game last night. We move on now to our communications from our city manager.
Mayor, thank you very much. Just a little bit of housekeeping for the next two items on the City Council's agenda. The first is item number 10, Bill number 2205, which is an ordinance to opt out of a state-imposed sales tax holiday relating to school supplies. If we want to opt in other words, allow the residents or shoppers in Gladstone to participate in the sales tax holiday, we would ask you to take that bill to its second and final reading and then vote no if you want the shoppers to participate. Item number 11 is Bill 2206, which is exactly just the opposite in the wisdom of our state government, and you just handle that as normal. If you want the city to participate in the green sales tax holiday, then vote yes, as would make perfect sense. So, is there any questions on that? Thank you.
Thank you. We'll move on to the first reading of Bill number 22-05. That's an ordinance to opt out of the state-imposed sales tax holiday. May I receive a motion to place Bill number 22-05 on its first reading?
Mayor Mellons?
Councilmember Spallo.
I move to place Bill number 22-05 on its first reading.
Second.
Thank you. It's been moved and seconded to place Bill 22-05 on its first reading. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor of placing Bill number 22-05 on its first reading signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, same sign. Madam Clerk, please read the bill.
First reading, Bill number 22-05, an ordinance to opt out of the state-imposed sales tax holiday.
Thank you.
Mayor Mellons?
Councilmember Spallo.
I move to accept the first reading of Bill number 22-05, waive the rule, and place the bill on its second and final reading.
Good.
Second.
Thank you. It's been moved and seconded to accept the first reading of Bill number 22-05, waive the rule, place the bill on its second and final reading. Is there any discussion? All those in favor of placing Bill number 22-05 on its second and final reading signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, same sign. Madam Clerk, please read the bill.
Second reading, Bill number 22-05, an ordinance to opt out of the state-imposed sales tax holiday.
Mayor Mellons?
Councilmember Spallo.
I move to accept the second and final reading of Bill number 22-05 and enact it as ordinance number 4.582.
Second.
Thank you. It's been moved and seconded to accept the second and final reading of Bill number 22-05 and enact the bill as ordinance number 4.582. Any discussion? Hearing none, Madam Clerk, please call our roll.
Councilmember Spallo?
No.
Councilman Frisbee?
No.
Councilmember Moore?
No.
Mayor Pro Tem Garnis?
No.
Mayor Mellons?
No. Bill number 22-05 fails to meet the majority vote for passage. The 11th item on the agenda is the first reading of Bill number 22-06. That's an ordinance allowing the Show Me Green Sales Tax Holiday to apply to the local sales taxes of the City of Gladstone between April 19th and April 25th, 2022.
Mayor Mellons.
Councilmember Frisbee.
I move to place Bill number 22-06 on its first reading.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to place Bill number 22-06 on its first reading. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor of placing Bill number 22-06 on its first reading signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, same sign. Madam Clerk, please read the bill.
First reading, Bill number 22-06, an ordinance allowing the Show Me Green sales tax holiday to apply to the local sales tax of the City of Gladstone between April 19th and April 25th, 2022.
Malums.
Councilman Frisbee.
I move to accept the first reading of Bill number 22-06, waive the rule, and place the bill on its second and final reading.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to accept the first reading of Bill number 22-06, waive the rule, place the bill on its second and final reading. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor of placing Bill number 22-06 on its second and final reading signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, same sign. Madam Clerk, please read the bill.
Second reading, Bill number 22-06, an ordinance allowing the Show Me Green sales tax holiday to apply to the local sales taxes of the City of Gladstone between 18th and April 25th, 2022.
Mayor Malums.
Councilman Frisbee.
I move to accept the second and final reading of Bill number 22-06 and enact the bill as ordinance number 4.583.
Second.
Would it not be 4.582?
No.
Since we...
First
I
one.
did too.
Okay. It's been moved and seconded to the final reading of Bill number 22-06 and enact the bill in its ordinance number 4.583. Is there any discussion? Okay. Hearing none, Madam Clerk, please call our roll.
Councilmember Spallo?
Yes.
Councilman Frisbee?
Yes.
Councilmember Moore?
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Garnos?
Yes.
Mayor Mellon?
Yes. Bill number 22-06 stands enacted as ordinance number 4.583. Okay. The next item on the agenda is first reading of Bill 22-07. That's an ordinance approving the replat of 2312 Northeast 72nd Street, subdivision of Gladstone, Clay County, Missouri, and directing the appropriate officials to affix their signatures to the said plat for recording.
Mayor Malums.
Mayor Pro Tem.
I move to place Bill number 22-07 on its first reading.
Second?
It's been moved and seconded to place Bill number 22-07 on its first reading. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor of placing Bill number 22-07 on its first reading signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Those opposed, same sign. Madam Clerk, please read the bill.
Reading Bill number 22-07, an ordinance approving the replat of 2312 Northeast 72nd Street, a subdivision in Gladstone, Clay County, Missouri, and directing the appropriate officials to affix their signatures to said plat for recording.
Mayor Malums.
Mayor Pro Tem Garnis.
I move to accept the first reading of Bill number 22-07, waive the rule, and place the bill on its second and final reading.
Second?
It's been moved and seconded to accept the first reading of Bill number 22-07, waive the rule, and place the bill on its second and final reading. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor of placing Bill number 22-07 on its second and final reading signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, same sign. Madam Clerk, please read the bill.
Second reading, Bill number 22-07, an ordinance approving the replat of 2312 Northeast 72nd Street, a subdivision in Gladstone, Clay County, Missouri, and directing the appropriate officials to affix their signatures to said plat for recording.
Mayor Malums.
Mayor Pro Tem.
I move to accept the second and final reading of Bill number 22-07 and enact the bill as ordinance number 4.584.
Second?
It's been moved and seconded to accept the second and final reading of Bill number 22-07 and enact the bill as ordinance number 4.584. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, Madam, please call our roll.
Councilmember Spallo?
Aye.
Councilman Frisbee?
Aye.
Councilmember Moore?
Aye.
Mayor Pro Tem Garnos?
Aye.
Mayor Mellon?
Aye. Bill number 22-07 stands enacted as ordinance number 4.584. The 13th item on the agenda this evening is the first reading of Bill number 22-08, an ordinance authorizing the city manager to enter into an agreement with Grand River Technical School to provide clinical field training for students in the school's paramedic program.
Mayor Mellon,
Councilmember Moore.
I move to place Bill number 22-08 on its first reading.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to place Bill number 22-08 on its first reading. Is there any discussion? All those in favor of placing Bill number 22-08 on its first reading signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, same sign. Madam Clerk, please read the bill.
First reading, Bill number 22-08, an ordinance authorizing the city manager to enter into an agreement with the Grant Technical School to provide clinical field training for students in the school's paramedic program.
Mayor Mellon,
Councilmember Moore.
I move to accept the first reading of Bill number 22-08, waive the rule, and place the bill on its second and final reading.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to accept the first reading of Bill number 22-08, waive the rule, place the bill on its second and final reading. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor of placing Bill number 22-08 on its second and final reading signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, same sign. Madam Clerk, please read the bill.
Second reading, Bill number 22-08, an ordinance authorizing the city manager to enter into an agreement with the Grand River Technical School to provide clinical field training for students in the school's paramedic program.
Mayor Mellon,
Councilmember Moore.
I move to accept the second reading of Bill number 22-08 and enact the bill as ordinance 4.585.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to accept the second and final reading of Bill number 22-08 and enact the bill as ordinance number 4.585. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Councilmember Spallo?
Aye.
Councilman Frisbee?
Aye.
Councilmember Moore?
Aye.
Mayor Pro Tem Garnes?
Aye.
Mayor Mellon?
Aye. Bill number 22-08 stands enacted as ordinance number 4.585. Item 14, is there any other business for the City Council this evening? I'd like to receive a motion to adjourn so that the City Council, we can go into closed executive session immediately following the regular City Council meeting, Monday, January 24th, 2022, Gladstone City Hall, 7010 North Holmes, Gladstone, Missouri. The closed executive session is closed pursuant to revised Missouri Statute, Open Meeting Act, Exemption 610.021, subparagraph 3 and 13. May I receive a motion?
Mayor Mellon,
Councilmember Moore.
I move for the council to go into closed executive session pursuant to revised Missouri statutes as mentioned.
Second.
Thank you. We've received a motion and a second to go into closed executive session. Is there any discussion? Okay.
Mayor,
All those
could we get a voice vote, roll call vote, please?
clerk can. Madam Clerk, call the roll. Aye.
Aye. Okay, aye. Yeah. This is different than you.
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Aye.
Caught me off
We'll move
guard
into
there.
closed city executive session here after the adjournment. And at this time, our meeting is adjourned.
I got Chief's brain here. I got Chief's brain.